Aggie, a gay, a goof. Hell, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I mean, you've been here at Alabama for a couple of years, and I still don't see how they come up with your first name, brother. But I tell you what, other than your name calling attention to you, you've been calling attention to yourself here recently at Agiye Hall with some of your little asinine comments about the fans. Once again, it always seems like it's coming from the wide receiver position. There are some good wide receivers out there, but for the most part, they're a bunch of divas. So, Agiye Hall had some rather ungrateful, backhanded, stupid-ass comments to make about Alabama fans. And I want to talk about it. Just like I said, I do not bluff. Well, not a lot. But that's why I've never played poker, because I don't bluff. But when something breaks, when something happens, something I think that's noteworthy, and I need to just get it out right then and talk about it as soon as I can, I try to just do it whenever I can. Even if I'm in the middle of the night driving around, like right now, and the epiphany just comes to me, or that wild hair, gets up my ass a little bit, and I decide to say, I'm going to do a little podcast tonight. Because this is the home of the Common Joe and Common Sally in the know, even more so than all those media talking heads. And you know who I am. I'm JPC. I'm your OCF. I'm the outlaw of college football. Now, let's get right to it. Agiye Hall. The man with probably the worst first name of all time. But outside of that, he also has one of the worst attitudes of all time. The guy has great talent, great speed, but he just don't have it between the ears, it seems. He finally got his shot in the national championship game. Nick Saban, as much as I hate some of his liberally spastic views, normally doesn't call out players. Well, he didn't really call him out by name, but he doesn't normally narrow it down to the point where you can decipher exactly who he's talking about. But Nick Saban made a little comment the other day in a press conference about how 3 certain players have bitched and whined all year about them not getting any playing time. And then when they finally got that chance, to get on the big stage and shine, well, they didn't. He didn't shine at all. As a matter of fact, the damn ball hit Agiye Hall right in the hands, right in the breadbasket, quite a few times, and he dropped the ball. And then he's going to get on here today, and instead of taking the criticism in stride and being a little more mature about it and showing that he's above all that, he gets on Twitter. It's a lot of these divas do. A lot of these ungrateful-ass players these days that think, oh, we're bringing in millions of dollars to your university. You should give us NIL deals, and we should just be able to go ahead and make millions of dollars, even though we haven't really majored in our trades yet. Most people go through college, and I'm all for them getting paid a little bit because they make millions of dollars off these kids, but they're not grateful at all for the fans that put them there. Y'all think that it is just you and the coaches that put you there? Without fans, and y'all fail to realize this lots of times, without fans, your ass ain't getting paid. NIL ain't going to pay you if the fans don't want to see you or if the fans don't like you. And and there's that 1 in a million chance that you could be the next Colin Kaepernick, who's, one of the biggest pieces of trash of all time. But that chance in a lifetime doesn't happen very often. And little guys coming straight out of high school, that's been out of high school all of a year or two, thinks they should be making millions of dollars out the gate. The shit just ain't going to happen. And for you to get on there and criticize the fans and say, Oh, they mad now. They hate me. Oh, they gonna really hate me soon. Really? How? How we gonna really hate you soon, man? You such a badass on the fucking Twitter, man. How we gonna hate you, Agiye? How? Tell me how we gonna hate you more. What you gonna do? You gonna transfer to Tennessee like Alvin Kamara? Alabama's so damn good, Agiye. Our pedigree and the honor that it is to come play for the University of Alabama is so great that we can turn away players like Alvin Kamara, who ended up playing for the Saints, but then ended up losing his shit because he's a piece of trash and he has a bad attitude, and he jumped on a guy and beat him up for calling his friends ugly. Yeah, that's real smart. You know, people like you, Agiye, yeah, you got great talent, man. But sooner or later, people like you, who are not very good human beings, will sooner or later catch that thing that they call karma. One way or another, it always happens, man. Just like the running back, what was his name? Ray, can't remember his last name, but he beat his girlfriend up in the elevator and he caught it on camera. Kamara beating up that guy just for calling his friends ugly. Henry Ruggs doing 160 miles an hour and killing a pregnant girl. And, you know, Nick Saban, that's another thing, you know, Nick Saban, I don't agree with him on that, is you know, I can understand someone making a mistake and maybe driving under the influence a little bit and having a wreck, going about 50 or 60 miles an hour, maybe even 70. But how can you excuse somebody going 160 miles an hour? You can't. It's called a human being that really don't care about other human beings. And that's the kind of human being that you're coming across as Agiye. You might be the nicest guy in the world, man. You just might be having a bad time, and you might be having some issues going on in your family life that have made you sort of a little antsy and a little short-fused, so to speak, because I get that all the time myself. But right now you're coming across as an ungrateful young man that seems to be headed in the direction of being someone like, you know, an Alvin Kamara, or hell, who else? O.J. Simpson, maybe a little too harsh, but you're headed in that direction that, you know, one day you might be playing in NFL, but you'll probably end up doing something stupid and hurting somebody or doing something because you think that because you chase a football around, that automatically makes you above the law or some kind of God, and it don't. We all love football as fans. We all love it. We all take it a little too serious sometimes. But in the end, are you really doing anything that earth-shattering except chasing a football around? Yeah, I know it makes millions of dollars right now, but in an alternate society one day, who knows where football's going to be? You know, you may not have people getting paid to play sports. You're getting paid to play a game that is meant to be entertainment and a sport, something that's not really meant to be a job. So you need to be a little more grateful about that and quit threatening the fans that pay for tickets and pay for merchandise and possibly pay for your NIL deals. And that's all I got to say about that. Like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel. And as always, KMCA to all the other teams.